Like, I've been in the ring with world-class fighters with Tyson. I felt like I was in.
You heard that rumour?
It's good because that's only sparring. You know for sure, because he's been in there with loads of good guys by now in sparring. It's hard to say because he was always pretty good, do you know what I mean? So it's hard.
After Daniel Dubois knocked out Jake Paul in sparring, Moses Itauma offers to train him. He sees that Jake Paul has no real skills compared to Anthony Joshua, but wants to teach him techniques to stay safe in the ring. Even supporting Anthony Joshua, Moses tries to give Jake Paul a chance.
I don't want to sound too big-headed or nothing, but it don't make no difference, you know, because at the end of the day, like, it's as dangerous.
Tony Bellew makes it clear he disagrees with Moses Itauma sparring Jake Paul. He points out that Jake has never gone past 6 or 7 rounds, and the division isn't strong in terms of skill. This shows even experienced pros doubt Jake Paul's ability, reinforcing that Anthony Joshua is on another level and untouchable.
Way, shape or form. A man who hasn't been past 6 or 7 rounds, I think the division isn't that strong when it comes to the amount of ability.
Daniel Dubois brutally exposed Jake Paul in sparring, knocking him out and making it clear that Jake lacks real skills. Dubois openly says Jake is just a boxer and nowhere near Anthony Joshua's caliber. This moment confirms what fans have suspected for a while. Jake Paul is overmatched, and even fighters like Moses Itauma know he needs serious work before stepping near someone like Anthony Joshua.
Quote, you dropped him. What happened in that sparring?
Yeah, that happened.
Tell me about it. I mean, he's now the biggest thing in boxing.
I know, but when we're in the ring, it's just...
Duke McKenzie's reaction to Jake Paul getting knocked out by Daniel Dubois is telling. He admits Jake isn't world-class and even suggests he isn't his type of fighter. This reinforces the narrative that Jake Paul is far from ready to face an elite heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. Fans can see the gap between a real champion and a social media star.
I don't think he's world class. He's not really my cup of tea. I mean, I don't look at boxing probably the way you do or most sort of fans do. I look at it.
Lawrence Okoli doesn't hold back, calling it a waste of time for Moses Itauma to spar with Jake Paul. He explains how Jake relies on light gloves, speed, and athleticism, highlighting his lack of real technique. This shows that even top pros believe Jake Paul isn't prepared for someone like Anthony Joshua, and that sparring him won't test real boxing skill.
Got bigger head guards, bigger gloves, so stuff like speed and like athleticism plays more of a factor.
Moses Itauma admits Jake Paul has done well considering he's fighting an Olympic gold medalist and 2-time heavyweight champion. But he quickly clarifies that Jake is not on Anthony Joshua's level. While he respects Jake's effort and sees him as decent, Itauma is making it clear that Anthony Joshua remains in a class of his own, and no YouTuber can match that elite standard.
I don't think anybody's expecting anything from Jake Paul. Like, he's fighting an Olympic gold medalist, 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. But this YouTuber, like, do you know what? You gotta take your hat off to Jake Paul. He's done amazing. He's done very well. And even me, I don't think he's a bad boxer. You know, I actually think he's a decent boxer, but you're not on the caliber of obviously Anthony Joshua. But
Anthony Joshua shows his mindset is unmatched as he trains to push beyond previous limits. While Jake Paul struggles in sparring, Joshua is focused on growth, discipline, and elite preparation. This contrast highlights why Joshua is a true champion and demonstrates that no amount of social media hype can bridge the massive gap between a YouTuber and a 2-time heavyweight champion.
On what I have, and I want to see how far I can take myself. I know what it takes, I know what this game's about, and I'm going to push myself beyond the limits where I've been before, hence why I found myself in Dallas, because I'm trying to find an environment that can stimulate me, motivate me, and push me on to higher.
Jake Paul admits he is intimidated by Anthony Joshua, calling him a knockout artist who has fought legends. This is the same Jake who was knocked out by Daniel Dubois in sparring. His fear is telling, showing that even he recognizes the vast difference in skill, power, and experience between him and a world-class fighter like Anthony Joshua.
fights that have literally ended in seconds. He fought legends, Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, Ngannou.
Biggest shot I have seen live.
I'm not gonna lie.
Derek Chisora perfectly breaks down what sparring really means. Jake Paul's knockout by Daniel Dubois was a learning moment, showing him where he's vulnerable. While he might take lessons from it, the gap between him and Anthony Joshua is enormous. Every error in sparring against someone like Dubois would be fatal against a true world-class fighter. Fans can see that no matter how much Jake trains or learns from Moses Itauma, the level of Anthony Joshua's experience, power, and strategy is on another planet, and these mistakes cannot be repeated in a real fight.
It's totally different. Sparring, you're there to learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understanding, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves so I don't.
Frank Warren highlights the stark difference between sparring and a real fight. Jake Paul may spar behind closed doors, but when he steps into the ring with Anthony Joshua, it becomes serious. Money, fame, and hype aside, this is a true test of skill and endurance. Training and exhibition sessions can't replicate the pressure or danger Joshua brings. Fans watching know that sparring is practice, while Joshua's punches carry championship-level consequences, proving that no amount of coaching or tricks will fully prepare Jake for a fighter of AJ's magnitude.
I don't think it's a case of AJ just does what I thought he was going to do, which is walk over, almost like Jake's just going to stand there and just land a shot and it's over. I don't think that's going to happen. And it might not happen because, look, ultimately AJ knows what's at risk here. Like, doesn't even bear thinking. But we are looking at what could be the biggest upset in sports history.
Fabio Wardley makes it clear that Jake Paul's previous fights, including the sparring knockout by Daniel Dubois, are not competitive indicators. Time out of the ring and limited experience mean that Jake's victories don't translate to real danger against Anthony Joshua. AJ's preparation, discipline, and proven ability far outweigh anything Jake can bring. Fans need to understand that the YouTuber's hype is just that, hype. And stepping into the ring with a true champion exposes every weakness and ensures that only a fighter like Anthony Joshua is capable of controlling and dominating the fight from start to finish.
I wouldn't really count the Jake Paul one as something particularly competitive.
Would you have taken that in a heartbeat?
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia sides decisively with Anthony Joshua, stating Jake Paul has no chance. Even acknowledging that Jake can box in some form, Garcia emphasizes that he is not on the same level. The sparring knockout by Daniel Dubois and criticism from other pros confirm this. Fans can see that Anthony Joshua's skill, power, and elite experience make him overwhelmingly superior. And any belief that Jake Paul can compete seriously against a two-time heavyweight champion is wishful thinking. Joshua remains a class apart, and the fight is expected to showcase his dominance while Jake struggles to survive.
What do you think about Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua?
I think Jake Paul got a chance.
You dead ass? Bro, don't lie, bro.
Bro, he box. It only takes a punch.
Bro, you friends with him like that?
No, we're not even like close like that. Like I think he can box.
Just clean it up after you're done.
Deontay Wilder points out that while the Jake Paul fight has spectacle and celebrity appeal, it cannot compare to real competition against Anthony Joshua. This is fun for the fans, but it does not diminish the overwhelming skill gap. Joshua's experience, power, and strategy make this a serious threat for Jake, whose previous sparring knockout by Daniel Dubois exposes his limitations. Fans should understand that while Wilder treats it lightly in the ring with a two-time world champion, every mistake will be punished. The fight may entertain, but Anthony Joshua's dominance is expected, and Jake Paul's hype cannot mask the reality that he is stepping into dangerous championship-level territory.
We're a week away from Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. What have we got here?
As I look at it, for the fans, it put it put boxing still on the map because it keeps boxing relevant. Having exhibition fights like this, different celebrities and different things like that. I look at it as a fun thing for fans and stuff like that. I don't really take it seriously, because, we in the business of boxing. That right there is just, exhibition stuff. But I'm hearing they say it's a real fight, but yeah, it's a real fight because both guys are getting in a fight. I'm still the one that be thinking certain things are scripted as well too. So, but we'll see. I always say may the best man win, and main thing about it, may those guys go in there and have a hell of a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying?
Anthony Joshua highlights the absurdity of matching Jake Paul with fighters of true caliber. Comparing him to opponents like Alexander Usyk or Daniel Dubois shows the massive skill gap. The YouTuber lacks experience and power to challenge even one of these elite athletes. Fans can see that Jake Paul's victories and hype are irrelevant against real champions. Anthony Joshua's ability to analyze and anticipate opponents underscores his world-class intelligence in the ring. This fight is a stark reminder that experience, technique, and championship-level conditioning cannot be replaced by social media fame or occasional sparring sessions, and Jake Paul is facing an almost impossible challenge.
Two of your last 6 opponents, Usyk, Jermaine Franklin, Daniel Dubois, Francis Ngannou, which of those would Jake Paul beat, do you think?
Maybe Ngannou. That's a fight that we might see in the future. That's a good question. I swear to you, I was quite asking myself that yesterday. Some of the fighters that I fought, I wonder how they'll get on with Jake. That's a good question for your followers. How would some of the fighters that I fought get on with Jake?
Carl Froch nails the problem with this fight. Jake Paul has never faced a legitimate heavyweight and even struggled against lower-tier opponents like Tommy Fury. Anthony Joshua's immense punching power and experience as a 2-time world champion make him a completely different challenge. Fans should realize that Paul's hype cannot compensate for real risk. The knockout by Daniel Dubois during sparring further proves Jake's limitations. This is not an exhibition for Joshua. It is a demonstration of his dominance. Froch's point is clear. Putting Jake Paul in the ring with a heavyweight of AJ's caliber is dangerous and unrealistic. And anyone expecting him to last or land significant shots is mistaken.
AJ's a big punching heavyweight, and fake Paul's never been in with a heavyweight. Like I said earlier, he lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight. He lost to him. Tommy Fury's not even British level. So you can't chuck fake Paul in with Anthony Joshua and take it serious. Well, I can't anyway.
Carl Froch's words show Anthony Joshua's focus and confidence. He sees this fight as a platform to make a statement while controlling every aspect in the ring. Jake Paul has no world ranking, experience, or meaningful victories in heavyweight boxing, and Froch emphasizes that Joshua is in complete control. Fans witnessing this should understand that this is an easy opportunity for AJ to showcase his superiority. The previous sparring knockout by Daniel Dubois underlines the gap between real fighters and Paul. Joshua's preparation, discipline, and mindset guarantee he will dominate the fight, leaving no doubt who the true heavyweight champion is.
And Anthony Joshua said, Jake or anyone can get this work, no mercy. I took some time out, I'm coming back with the mega show. It's a big opportunity for me, whether you like it or not. I'm here to do massive numbers, have big fights and break every record whilst keeping cool, calm and collected. So chill in it. I mean, come on, he's jumping in with fake Paul, who has no experience and no fights and no world ranking at heavyweight. Easy work, easy money, yeah.
Devin Haney makes it crystal clear that Jake Paul is taking on a fight far beyond his level. Anthony Joshua's reputation as one of the best and most dangerous fighters in the world cannot be underestimated. Fans must realize that Paul's prior experiences, including his knockout by Daniel Dubois, show he is unprepared for real heavyweight challenges. Joshua's technique, power, and strategic brilliance make him overwhelmingly superior. This fight is not just about hype or spectacle. It is a serious test where any mistake from Jake Paul will be punished instantly. and Anthony Joshua will dominate from the opening bell.
I was surprised that Jake took the fight rather than Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is one of the best fighters in the world. He's a solidified champion. But I'm surprised that Jake took the fight and is fighting a guy that's so dangerous like Anthony Joshua. So I got to take my hat off to him. Because we were saying that he's fighting this person past their prime, this person's old and this and whatnot, and now he's fighting.
As we look ahead to the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight, the stakes could not be higher. Anthony Joshua is a two-time world champion with Olympic pedigree, unmatched power, and decades of experience, while Jake Paul has only faced lower-tier opponents and was even knocked out by Daniel Dubois in sparring. The gap in skill, preparation, and mental toughness is glaring, and anyone expecting Paul to last is seriously underestimating Joshua's dominance. This fight will not be about hype or YouTube fame. It will expose the harsh reality of facing a true heavyweight champion. Anthony Joshua's strategy, discipline, and power make him overwhelmingly favored to control every round and neutralize any attempts by Paul to land meaningful shots. The fight will showcase the difference between a seasoned, world-class fighter and an entertainer stepping outside his comfort zone. Are you backing Anthony Joshua, or do you think Jake Paul can shock the world? Drop your thoughts below.